it's so much better because now you hear, especially when in several working place, you do have those mental health days, or if
Hmm.
you don't feel good, it's not like, oh, give yourself a kick in the ass and get over it.
That's
We
my
don't
dad
hear
talking.
those kind of remarks anymore. It's more like, hey, take some time for you, take a day off, just
Hmm.
relax. And for ADHD, I'm still learning about it because apparently I had it for years, but it was diagnosed last year. I didn't
Wow.
know I had it. But somebody who doesn't understand ADHD, it's like, like you said, like, oh, bird. But it's more like, and let's say you're at school and you're listening to the teacher, and it hits us a lot, especially if it's a subject that doesn't really cater to us, or it
Hmm.
was something that you're not super interested in. Let's say I like math, but not that much. And then exactly, there's a bird coming at the window.
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen, but then I'm going to like, oh, what's that bird? Where it came from? I like the colors. And then you're like, your brain starts to ask a question, and you're like focused on this. It's just not like, oh, bird, and then you lose everything. It's just like your focus switches to something else, and
Yeah.
now you're like more. You're like, it's really hard to explain, but it's like, yeah, all those questions where now your interest is there instead of where it should be during the
It's
class.
like you
So
opened a new. It's like you opened a new tab on your browser. You still have the other
exactly, it's like, oh,
tabs open.
that's more interesting. That like, so right now your brain is just there. So one trick that I had when I was a kid, and it's because of ADHD, and I didn't know I had it back then because yeah, I'm in my 40s now. So at school, it's not. I remember being, people talked a lot about hyperactive kids and
Hmm.
Ritalin and
Yeah.
all this stuff, but I was not hyperactive. It's just I would get like distracted by other things that
Hmm.
were more interesting than.
Yes.
So that's why most of the time I was at school and I would just like draw in my agenda. And
Hmm.
while I was drawing and focus on that, I would be listening to my teacher. And that's the way I found to, I had like very good grades, but I needed to do this. Otherwise, anything else, like, especially if it was like something I was not interested in, then
Hmm.
if I was not doing that, the teacher would completely lose me.
I wonder if there's a parallel too, and perhaps there is, where because what you do to relax, where you're playing your games,
Hmm.
but you're also thinking. Because I like Minecraft or other games where on I'm doing something, but I'm also like listening to a podcast or
Yep.
listening to some music, and I'm thinking about things in my life. I need to do this. I really need to handle this parent teacher. I'm thinking all this stuff. I wonder,
Mhm.
is that kind of the same kind of thing where the doodling distracts that part of your brain, but it
Yeah.
also helps you engage? Is that kind of what you?
Definitely. And it's like when I'm at work, I always listen to talk radio, like any,
Hmm.
like I listen mostly to the major station here in Quebec, but I'm going to listen also to podcasts and stuff because I need that constant sound,
Hmm.
voice, something. Because if it's complete silence and I'm just focused on my work and I'm like, no, I'm gonna
Yep.
or like, oh, this is long, or I'll look at my watch, or but if I have that person talking to me the whole day, and then like work, I get done fast and I'm like freaking, like I'm a machine. But yeah, I need that second something to keep me focused.
Absolutely. I highly recommend listening to podcasts, especially that one called Mental Health Monday, soon to be on Spotify. A very charming host and very insightful guest too. He gets the best guests. His guests are so awesome and such rock stars. But yeah, always remember, you are not alone. Catch full episodes every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern 9 a.m. Pacific.